Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike here from Mike's Computer Tips. Welcome to another video. I got too much light here. I'm going to have to turn this over to the side. That should be better. Before I had no light, and then I put my regular light on, and it seems like it's too bright. So this looks a lot better. If there's still an issue, let me know. I'll try to fix the lighting. But for now, I think this is pretty good to do a live stream. I did a live stream yesterday about how to be safe on your computer safety as far as the internet goes. And I got a lot of views on that. Appreciate that. I'm glad a lot of people tuned in. And I'm glad that, and I hope that you guys learned something. I gave some tips on how to be safe and things that you can do online to be safe, and even things not to do. That's equally as important. So we're back with a question and answer open forum. If anybody has any computer problems, computer questions, anything related to your computer, as far as what it's doing, what it's not doing, what you'd like it to do, things that are popping up, it's freezing up, browser cutting in and out. There's a whole lot of things that can be happening if your computer's not running right. Software related, sometimes it's hardware related. But in my estimate, in my 20-something years of working on computers, about 90% of all the problems that I run into are software related. I mean, hardware problems do exist. Things do break down and malfunction because the parts on the computer aren't made to last forever. And that happens. But most of the problems that you'll encounter on your computer will be a software issue. Windows isn't running right. You might have some corrupt files. You could have damaged boot files. You could have spyware. You could have viruses or malware or browser hijacker that's messing up your browser. You could need a really lot of maintenance because you haven't done maintenance on your computer, and your computer is really bogged down with a lot of cookie files and temporary internet files, especially on your browser when you do a lot of surfing and going to different websites. Your browser history, you might not have cleaned that out ever or in a long time. So you can get a lot of issues on that. And your default browser might not even be set to the browser that you normally use. So that could be an issue. Or you can have a few different browsers set to default, and that could be a problem. I've seen that also. Some people don't understand what that means when you get a message that says, do you want to make Google Chrome your default browser? They say yes. And then they may use Edge, and they might answer yes to that, or Firefox, or any other browser. Most of them, if not all of them, will ask you if you want to make that your default browser. And a lot of people say yes. So, they try to open up while you're doing stuff. So you don't really want to do that. You only want to have one default browser, and that's the one that you're using. If you're using Google's Chrome, which I recommend and I use most of the time, I make that my default browser and only my default browser. So that's something that you have to really consider. When you get online, if it's with Google Chrome, you should go into the settings and make sure your settings are correct. Make sure it says set to Google Chrome, my default browser. Hello. Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Oh, I'm right in the middle of a video. Can I call you back? I'm making a video on YouTube. Yeah, but it's raining, so I think the band is canceled. Yeah, well, they always do that when it's raining. Yeah, let me call you or text you back because, like, I'm in the middle of video recorded. I don't know. That was my friend Elvis. Wants to go out tonight and hang out. Hey, Josh, how's it going, bud? Um, yeah, so I'm getting back to what I was talking about. On your Google browser, make sure you go up to the right hand corner. You'll see the three dots, and then you click the three dots, and then you go into your Google Chrome, and you can. What I like to do is I like to go navigate to history, and then open history, and then there's a drop down box that'll ask you what you want to do, like put your history in 1 hour or 2 hours or 1 week or a month. Make sure it's set to all of them. So when you click remove my history, it'll get rid of all of them. Next thing you should do is go to settings. You go to settings tab and just go down and make sure that everything is set good in there, set the right way. Yeah, I saw you had a friend visit you. That's pretty cool. I saw the pictures on there. That's pretty cool. And make sure all that is set to default. Set the browser to Google Chrome, and then you're good, you know. So when you click on them three dots up on the upper right under the X to close out Google Chrome, you go to history and you clean your browsing history. That's something you should do like every couple months or every few weeks. Hey, Cold, how's it going, my friend? What's happening there? Great to see you again. Missed you yesterday. Hey, bro. It's my friend Colt. He's a regular. Been a good friend of mine on Facebook, YouTube for a long time. We chat about all kinds of stuff. So then your browser is going to be okay at that point. So anytime you open your browser, it should open good. It should open fine because you just clean out your history. So I would say if you use your computer a lot, every once in a while, clean out your history in your Google browser or your Firefox or your Edge, whatever one you're using, and make sure that's the only one set to default browser because it'll help you out a great deal when you get back on there. Yeah, we have a lot of rain here in Florida. It's been really raining on and off. And my buddy wants to know if I want to go out and have some fun. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I got to do a few things. Yeah, I'm back. I just had to go straighten something out. She said she doesn't want to go. We kind of got relaxed here before it started raining. We were going to think about it. So, Cole, how you been doing? What are you up to? I know Josh had a friend. He's been visiting with Josh. Pretty cool after 24 years since you saw him. It's pretty awesome. I know I've had some friends like that just pop up after a long time. It's a blast from the past, they say. So, getting back to your computer now, pop-up messages, that's a whole nother thing. And freezing up. If you're getting a lot of freezing up, that could be a few different issues, but if you're getting all kinds of pop-up and your computer's getting really crazy, everything is freezing and stuff is just acting really weird, I would get myself a program called C Cleaner. C as in cat. I mean, not in, yeah, C as in cat and C as in cat again, cleaner. That's C Cleaner. And type it in, download the free version, and then run a custom scan on there. Go to where there's like a paintbrush on the left-hand side, click that, and just run C Cleaner and let it clean out some stuff. And then you could even go to the registry option on the left and run the registry cleaner too. Just follow the prompts. If you have any questions, not sure how to use it, you can always text me and I'll walk you through it because I've used it many times. Give me 1 second. I'm back. I just had to run to the other room a couple times. So, C Cleaner is a good program. I highly recommend that. Make sure you get that and you run it, and then restart your computer and see if it, is working better. It's not doing the same stuff again. If it's still doing the same stuff, then what I would recommend is downloading another free program called Malware Bytes free version. Download that. It's called Malware Bytes free version for Windows 10. Download that and run that. It will continually offer you the premium version, but if you don't want to buy it, you can stick to the free version. If you want to purchase it, that's up to you. The free version works pretty good. Yep, I'm going to do a panel. If anybody has any questions, question and answer, I sure am. So anybody have any computer questions, you can ask at any time. This is an open forum for computer questions, but I will also give you some advice along the way as I'm doing the live stream. It'll be kind of hard to get a table outside later. I would say maybe like 7:30. We'd be there. And I am always up for answering questions, and you can give comments and whatever you want to ask about computer related questions. Feel free to ask. Another thing, like I said, is to download the malware bytes if you're still having problems, and then run that and just let it do its thing. After it goes through, first what it'll do is it'll update. It'll look for any updates that it has and give it some time. Just like CCleaner, if you never ran it before, it's going to take a while. It might stay on 1% for 10, 15 minutes. You just have to be patient. If you've never ran these programs, it's going to be very slow at the beginning. So make sure you just, get a coffee or get a drink and click on it and, come back and just keep an eye on it. Let it run all the way through. And now on CCleaner, once you run it and it goes to 100%, you're not going to have to do anything. All you do after that is just close it, because CCleaner will automatically remove anything it finds. You don't have to remove anything. But on the Malwarebytes program, you're going to have to, after it's finished 100%, it will give you a log telling you what it found, and you can check the box that says remove all or quarantine all, and it will, and then click continue, and it will get rid of all the problems that it found. So I recommend running those two programs and then restart your computer again, and it should run better. And if you still have any issues after that, you can clean a couple folder areas, and I will give you the name of those folder areas after you run those two programs. And comment in the comment section and tell me how if it's running better, or if it's not running better. Then I'll give you the information about how to clean a couple folders. There's 3 folders that gather a lot of information that is not necessary on the computer as you're using it. So if you still have problems after that, leave in the comments, and I'll tell you after that how to clean those folders out. So the first thing to do is just download each of the programs one at a time and then run them and do the restart. Especially if you're on Windows 7, make sure you restart. Even on Windows 10, it's not a bad idea to restart it, the computer, even on Windows 10. And then let me know, because I think it will run better. After those 2 things. But if it doesn't, don't worry, because I have a couple other things that will help you. It's kind of like one step at a time, There's not one answer for every computer problem, There's certain things that you can do to fix things, And it depends how bad it is, or what type of problem you have. It's kind of like, I remember going to computer school years ago, and my teacher would say, look at it like Easter egg hunting. You know, you check one place to see where there's a problem, and if that isn't, the problem isn't, you know, there, then you check another place. If it's not there, you check another place. That's how we troubleshoot hardware issues. If you have a problem with hardware on your computer, you know, we check different places and we'll rule out like what it is. And most likely we find the answer. And so software issues, you know, you throw a couple different programs at it and hopefully that'll fix it. If not, there's some other things that can be done. So, you know, before you go and reset the computer, I mean, if 4 or 5 things don't work, then I tell you how to reset the computer, and that's on Windows 10, bringing the computer back to like when you first got it. And you have a choice whether you want to save your information or whether you want to get rid of your information. But the computer will run, if it's a software issue now, it'll run just like when you first got it. If you bought it brand new, when you first open the box, it's going to be just like that. Now, some of the programs you added on are not going to be there. You'll have to reinstall them later. But some of the programs will stay, and it'll even give you a list and tell you which ones will be on it and which ones won't. So that's like the last resort. If it doesn't fix after doing a couple different things that I recommend, then you go and I show you how to do a reset, which is a very good thing. You know, 90% of the time it will fix everything if it's not too bad of an issue. So keep in mind, you know, start out with a couple small troubleshooting tips and, you know, go to that. They don't take really long to do, so it's okay, and it's not a big deal to run those first. Those 2 programs that I talked about, and then, you know, make sure you clean your browser. That's another thing. And another thing you can do is, doesn't have to be done in any particular step, but I would recommend that you go to your task manager and make sure you disable everything that's running if you're on Windows 10. So that's generally how I do it. If it's a really bad problem, then we go into the reset phase. If it's something that can be fixed with a couple programs, but as I was saying about the task manager, you can do it anytime. And what you do is you do this. You take your mouse all the way down, your cursor all the way down on the bottom to an empty spot on the toolbar. Then you right click your mouse and then you left click where it says Task Manager. Once you do that, a box will open up at the top. And then you click on where it says More Options. After you click on More Options, you go to the Startup tab at the top. Once you click the Startup tab, you'll see all the programs that are running on your computer in a list. Now, if any of them say enabled on there, you want to disable them. You want all the programs listed on there to say disable, not enable. If this program's in there disabled, leave them alone. But if they're enabled, right click on each one and left click disable and go down the list and do all that, then close it out. Okay, after you do that, restart the computer. Okay, because those programs that are running in there are going to be using your memory in the background, and they will be slowing your computer down. If you have a lot of enabled things in there, make sure you disable them, because that's what's going to happen. And that could be what is going on now. So disable everything, close out the box, and restart your computer. And you'll notice that there's less icons on the bottom by your clock because those programs are not running anymore. Now, after a while, they may be enabled again. So every once in a while, you need to go in there and check and see and disable them again. So that's a good tip. Task Manager, change everything to disable, because you don't need programs running in the background using your memory, because that'll slow down everything. You know, it's okay to run those programs again. It doesn't, remove anything. It's just not going to be running when you start your computer up. So I recommend turning everything to disable, like I said, and restart the computer and see if it frees up any more memory, which in turn will move your cursor around better, and you'll have less issues on the screen. You'll see less issues on the screen. The malware bytes, when you run that, will look for a lot of problems. And as I said before, it will fix everything for you. You just have to check, either it'll say quarantine or remove everything. You put a check mark in the box and you hit continue or next and let it do its thing. It'll take a little while. It might not remove everything, but it'll remove a lot of stuff. And also, as I spoke earlier on CCleaner, there is a registry cleaner option. After you do the regular clean, by clicking on the paintbrush on the upper left, you'll see where it says registry on the upper left, and you can click that and you can run that. It'll ask you if you want to back up the registry. I always say no, and then continue, and then keep following the prompts, and it will find a lot of stuff on there. You'll see a lot of jibber jabber on your computer. Let that happen. After it's done, it will give you a message on the bottom. Do you want to remove everything? And you say yes, because it's all temporary stuff. And once you do that, your computer is going to be better. How much better? Depends on how much stuff that you have in there. If you've been using your computer a long time and you never clean your registry, that's kind of like driving your car and never changing the oil or never changing your spark plugs. So you have to do that. Computer maintenance and repair is just like any other, thing out there. Boat motor, a car, truck, anything that is electronic and has moving parts in it, are going to get kind of messed up after a while. You have to do the maintenance. And like I said before, I can't stress it enough. Most problems are software, and they have to do with maintenance or software issues. So that should, ease your mind a little bit, because not every time your computer's messed up, you have to go out and buy a computer. You could, most of the time fix it yourself with, these steps that I'm telling you. And also, feel free to, watch my other videos if you're interested in other videos on learning about your computer and how to take care of your computer. I have over 600 videos on all different subjects, from how to keep seniors safe online and not taken advantage of, to the do's and don'ts with your laptop or your desktop. So there's never an end to the help that I give, and I try to put everything out there for my followers to have a safe and pleasant internet and computer experience with all the tools that you need. With that, I think I'm going to run, end this video and wrap things up here. But I will be looking for your comments. And if you're new on my channel and you watch this on the replay, please subscribe, like, share the video with your friends and family, and also click the bell notification, give me the thumbs up, and make sure it's set to all instead of preference, personalized, and that way you won't miss any videos. You'll see the video first. So with that said, any other questions, please leave them, and I will check my YouTube later, and I will answer any questions anybody has. Thanks for watching. This is Mike from Mike's Computer Tips. See you in the next video.